What's happening, everybody? It's Big Temp with the Cave Cast. I'm joined with my co-host, the great game type Mike. What's happening?
What's good, man? Let's talk this football, man.
Yeah, we are here to talk
Chiefs
a little
football.
Chiefs 2025 free agency moves, things that have happened, and uh, this is Wednesday night, so nothing as of yet. It's about 9 o'clock. We're just going to go ahead and do a quick synopsis on everything we've seen. Uh, I do like a couple of things that happened so far because I do like the fact that we did re-sign Nick Bolton. I like the fact that we were able to keep him and not only just keep him, but Trey Smith be able to get him in there, even though it's on a franchise tag. Maybe be able to finally get a long term deal worked out with him. So I'm okay with that. There were some other deals that were made with like our long snapper and a couple of key pieces. I want to say we wind up keeping a linebacker for special teams. He's been there for a while. I'm trying to think of his name right now, and I can't think of his name. But no matter what, there's been some big moves as far as free agency go, and I think to me, the Chiefs have made basically several strategic moves. Right? These were not gonna, break the bank. They weren't all world names and things like that, but these were moves that were basically done to strengthen the roster. Okay. And they do, they did some work. I can't, Brett Veach he's done a phenomenal job with what he's had to work with.
Listen, listen. This is what I'll say because there's a lot of Chiefs fans. I call them fair weather fans. To be honest with you, like I seen one dude on Twitter was like, Mahomes needs to request a trade. You're a Chiefs fan, so-called Chiefs fan, saying that. I'm
Yeah.
confused.
He's not
Anyway,
a, he's a Mahomes fan.
yeah,
That's what it is.
yeah, he's tripping. Veach has done a really good job of getting pieces of or positions of need that will have impact in uh, prove it deals.
Pretty much.
So like they're not stuck in a situation is what I'm saying. So like
Exactly.
let's say Moore doesn't work out.
Yeah.
Okay. If he doesn't work out, you can move off him the next year. Boom. You don't have to worry about that no more. You can get another tackle. Either maybe you draft one from this year that have maybe sat for that year. Now you bring them up, or you could just draft one in the draft
Yeah.
that year or whatever.
And you can
So
still, like you said, we could still draft another one this year.
yeah, exactly. They can still draft one. Maybe that one that you drafted, he sat that year, and if
Yeah.
more doesn't work out, now you can have him be your starter. That could be a
Well,
situation as well. So and here's the other thing to it. There could be some upside.
yeah.
Maybe more shows
I
more that he could be a long term solution
I
at left tackle.
like. I
He's
looked at.
still young.
I looked at some of his film, and I'm gonna tell you, he's got great hands. This dude has
Great
got great
hands.
hands.
I
Great
think
hands.
that's the best thing. That's the
As a
best thing about him.
Yeah,
Uh it's his hands. And that's why you don't really see him get a lot of penalties.
exactly. So I do like him.
So
I think I think once he gets in there and gets some more work and he gets used to what they're doing, I think he'll be fine. But the Chiefs, they basically to create some salary cap flexibility, uh, they restructured the contracts of Patrick Mahomes and defensive tackle Chris Jones, which freed up about 49 million. Okay, uh, now with that being said, there were key additions, which include Jaylon Moore, who we were just talking about, offensive tackle, that we signed to a 2 year, $30 million deal to bolster the offensive line, and cornerback Kristian Fulton. Fulton, I always say his name wrong at the end. Kristian Fulton, who does join us on a 2 year contract to enhance the secondary. And I'm gonna tell you, at first, I'll be honest, I didn't like that addition. I thought we needed to do something with the defensive line. Mike was saying, no, no, this is a great deal. I like this kid. He's really good. He's very aggressive, this and that. And I was complaining because I was like, he's missed so many games, this and that. So I went back. I watched some film on him, and I will say Mike was completely right. It's a great addition to that secondary. He's very aggressive, and it gives you options where you can actually move Trent McDuffie all over the field now and
And
move
you
him
have
back.
a solid, and you have
So,
a solid three.
yes,
That's what the Chiefs was missing. This and
exactly.
now that you have a solid three, guess what? Now it puts Chamari Connor back at safety
Back in his
where he
yeah,
belongs.
back at safety, right? The Chiefs
Same with
also
Najee Johnson.
the
So
Chiefs also secured running back Elijah Mitchell on a 1-year contract to add depth to the backfield. Now, here's what's funny about that. I don't. Everybody says it's for 3 million, and I'm like, I think it's for like one and some change, like 1.4, 1.5, and then there's incentives that get
yeah,
him up
it's
to three,
incentive because
possibly.
it says up to three or was
Yeah.
it 3.5 million? So yeah, there's definitely incentives based. It's definitely incentive based.
So basically, to me, the way I look at it is retaining core talent uh, with the team and getting, Bolton to re-sign and placing the franchise tag on Trey Smith, and uh, that was number one. Losing Tooney sucked, right? But it had to be done, and you got a great draft pick out of him for next season, right? I don't mind that, right? Because I think Sumataiya is athletic and big enough to play that guard position, and you get this kid uh, Jaylon Moore with him on that left hand side, and they're young the way they are. I think this could really be a good offensive line.
Here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. So obviously Tooney got traded, and we know Tooney is an All Pro guard,
Yeah,
Hall of Famer.
yeah,
Here's the thing. On paper, I'm not even going to say. I think it's a foregone conclusion. Jaylon Moore is a better tackle than any of the tackles they've had in the last 2 to 3 years.
yeah. Even in his small
Yes,
amount of servings, right, that you get to see from what he was played in, his PFF grade was very, very good, especially compared to the last 2 to 3 years that we've had at left tackle.
exactly. So
So
that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think he has to be like. So
you
like
know
people
he
are
don't have to be
thinking
a
like,
world beater. He don't have to be a
yeah,
world
he
beater.
doesn't have to be Trent Williams. He doesn't have to be Trent. We ain't expecting him to be Trent Williams.
He just
Now
needs to be
if he wants to
competent.
get better, if he wants to get better, we're all for it.
And I
Like if he
think
wants to
I
just blow the roof off
yes,
this
I
next year,
I'm all
that'd
for it
be
too.
great.
I'm all for
But
it too.
if he just maintained what he's been doing in the games that he played for the Chiefs, that's more than enough.
Yes.
And
Uh,
if Kingsley can be solid at the guard position as well,
yeah.
I mean,
And you know what's funny about that is that like you said, now with this kid Fulton that we get and this free agency from the Chargers, now we get to move Chamari Connor back to his safety position, and of course, yes, just so everybody knows, we did lose Justin Reed. He wound up signing a contract to go to
it's
New
Jay Hicks
Orleans,
season, baby.
and I'm okay with that uh, because
Jay
we
Hicks
weren't.
about to. Hey,
Yeah, we weren't going to pay him another
telling
30
you.
something million, right? So I'm okay with that, right? And I think that also helps that, backfield out, or excuse me, the secondary out. So uh, these are things that, like I said, they're calculated, right? These are calculated decisions. They're cost effective. They do reflect the Chiefs' commitment to maintaining the competitive edge and competitiveness in that locker room and at positions, and a competitive edge in the upcoming season. So to me, I loved everything that they did, even though I did not, off the rip, think that Fulton was the choice that we should have made at that point. I wanted D line. Mike will tell you, I was talking about defensive linemen. I was like, why are we doing this? We need a defensive line because
Me
right
too,
now,
though.
but right
I know.
now,
I
I
agree with you.
I think right
I
now the
agreed with you.
the only thing is that we I think my main concern is because we only really have at D tackle we only have Chris Jones, and so nobody else is under
Nandi's coming
contract.
back.
You think
Yeah, I
so?
know. Nandi's coming back. I'm
Eh,
telling you,
I
he's
don't think
coming back, dog. I
I
think
don't.
he's coming back. And I think potentially Pinnell's coming back. I'm gonna tell
We
you that
will
right now.
we will have to wait and see. I do like the fact that this draft there are so many defensive
And I'm gonna be
linemen.
honest with you, based off the chat that I'm in, man, James Palmer has been hinting at Von Miller and KC.
I cannot see fucking Von Miller.
Just saying. And Von Miller, I don't know if you noticed, but he loves Kansas City.
Oh, I know he does. I'm just
Like he
saying,
loves that's what
how much is he
I
going
mean
to be willing to come for?
If Chris Jones can make him, talk him into I
I
wouldn't
guess.
mind it. Like if he comes in like on a 1 year deal for like, a cool little contract,
Yeah.
he's still very productive as long as he stays healthy. It's not like he's going to be in the game like a hell of a lot. Like he'll come in on certain downs and
Yeah.
help Chris
They'll
Jones out.
maybe bring him in on a NASCAR, lineup or something like that,
Yeah, he'll be, and I think he'll
because he still
contribute.
got
Like
speed.
you
He
put
still
him
got
on the field,
speed. Yeah.
yeah, he can still be productive. But that's why I wouldn't sue. Like I'm not mad about potentially Calais Campbell coming back because
What do you?
listen,
I
bro,
get it.
I
Yeah, I
don't know
know.
how
You
much
already said
money
this.
I don't know how much money dude won't, but dude is still balling. He's still one of the best pass rushers in this league at 38 years old.
Let me ask you this: what do you think of Charles
Insane.
Henry possibly coming back? Has he signed anywhere that you've heard of?
Nope.
So there is a
You know what I think?
possibility.
You know what I think it is? I think he's overvalued himself. Because you got to think about it. He got suspended.
True.
Think about it. They signed him on a
First
2 year
year,
contract, right?
yeah.
He
First
got
year he was
suspended the
suspended.
first year. What did he miss? Like 6 games?
8 games.
Was it 8?
I think it
Okay, so
was
he
8.
missed those.
6 or 8.
I
It's
thought it
six
was
or eight.
6. It's
Yeah,
one of
6 or
them.
8.
So he did that, and then he got hurt right before the Super Bowl that year, and wasn't able to come back until week what? I know it was late this
Yeah, it was
year,
like 9, something like
something
that.
like week 9 or 10 or something like
Yeah,
that. So like he's been solid, like he's been good, but like you've missed
he missed a lot
for
of
the two
games.
seasons. You've missed a lot of games, bruh. Like,
Yeah, and we get it that because the injury it's his first ever injury. He said we understand that it wasn't his fault. It wasn't something that he could have controlled, but it happened, and that's what people are going to be looking at, right?
yeah, and
So
like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, like, if you could. I'll put it this way: if the Chiefs can somehow, I think because Nandi's gonna be cheap, right?
yeah,
They bring back Nandi, right? If they could bring back Charles, and if for whatever reason get Vaughn back still,
mm,
that's a success to me.
yeah, that is kind
And
of
then you
that.
still get somebody in the draft? Oh, come
Yeah,
on. What?
yeah.
What? Come
We
on,
will
man.
have to wait and see. Like I said, we didn't
Come
want to
on,
make
man.
this we didn't want to make this too long. We just wanted to touch base. And like I said, we'll by the time everybody sees this, there's probably some other moves that are going to be made. But this is our way of getting some information out as quickly as possible. We'll put this out, and whatever happens, happens. We'll see. Whatever happens, here later on. I mean, hell, there's still more moves I'm sure to be made. And Brett Beach is pretty. He keeps things pretty close to the vest. He don't let a lot of people know what's happening. But I still think the draft is where we're really going to see the talent get, where we start filling
Oh,
up
yeah.
our roster a lot. So, I mean, we got what, two more? We got two seventh round picks, compensatory
Yeah, so
picks.
now,
It's a
so now
total
we
of
have
8.
8 picks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Brett Beach has been known to find good players in the 7th round to fill out this roster for the Chiefs. He's done it before. So, anyway, we wanted to touch base with everybody. We want to say thank you to everybody that has come to our channel and contributed by leaving comments or asking questions. We do appreciate that. It helps us. It helps with the algorithm. And if you can, leave a like and share the channel. Share this content. It really does help us. So we wanted to tell everybody that, hey, these are the things that are happening in Chiefs Kingdom, and these are the way we look at things. Not always do we agree on certain people getting picked up or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's all about the kingdom. So we want to say thank you guys. Again, I'm Big Temp. That's Game Type Mike. This is the Cave Cast, and thanks for stopping by.